Okay, welcome back everybody. Coffee and Art in the Morning. We did a pen and ink drawing earlier. Now we're moving on to art journaling. So, catch my breath. Just ran upstairs with a cup of coffee. And so I have two of my dilution journals here. And I also have what I'm calling my reverse collage book in an abandoned places book. I also have another copy of Abandoned Places that I'm like tearing things out of. So that's like what I'm using to tear up. This one I'm doing a reverse collage project in, and then these two are ongoing. And when I do these journals, these mixed media art journals, I don't go from front to back. I'll glue in some just random things. I might just glue in some random things, and then I go back and turn them into pages like this. Now this one's been varnished, so there is a glare on there, but that's what I'll take, and I'll just glue random things and then turn it into a world like this. So I do have a few pages in this one done like this. So, and this one has some glitter on it. Um, So, and this one has been varnished too. I'm trying to get it so that it doesn't flash out too badly. So there's one we've done. I say we because there's videos all these. So again, here's like some random collage stuff glued down, and then I'll turn it into with paint into something like this. So I have just different ones in stages here. Is there a page right there? Yeah, there's one. So here's another one. And this one, I don't do them very often because they're a little tricky. But this one you can look at either way. You can look at it this way, or it works this way. So it's like yeah, mirrored kind of thing, a kind of a mirrored world. So, and I'll talk about the process and all that like I always do. So again, I just have, this one has a lot of random glued stuff down. Let's see, do I have any more finished pages in this one? Let's see. But it's best if you go front to back to front when you're working in them, because that way your spine won't warp as badly. So you can always see it's starting to turn a little. And they'll start to warp if you don't go front to back to front. These are just the dilutions, the Dinah Reevely. Um, it's like a craft color journal, and I do have a video on how to do a faux leather, and so I have it in this one, and I also have it in a darker leather, like a darker brown leather version of doing a faux cover. So there's this one that I'm just kind of going working in, and then this one I went ahead and collaged the cover. So it's the same journal, but I've just done the mixed media collage on the front and back rather than a leather. Diane, all right, it's Dyan, however you pronounce it. Diane Reevely, Dyan. Yeah, I get her and Dina Wakely's names, first names confused. So anyway, so that's that one. And again, this is how it looks on the inside normally with the envelope. And then this would have been like, kind of a craft color cover. And what I like about these is the spine is not attached. This is actually a red cloth binding on these. And it's not attached to the other side of the book, which I like. See? So thanks, Terry. So there's that one. And then again, this one's been varnished. I think I've varnished all the pages that I've done in this one. So, and there are videos on all of them where we've done these. So you can see I got some starters going, and then the kind of just some blank ones, another starter one here. So here's a finished one. like I use these are from a marble book, a book of marbles. And so turn those into planets. Some all different kinds of things here going on. And some blank ones, and here's another one. Now this one's not been varnished yet, so you see it doesn't have the shine to it. I haven't varnished. I need to varnish this one. Okay, and then let's see some starters. And then here's another one. This one's done and varnished. Oh, there's my mailman. Need to go get my mail. I really love this right here. Little stand like thing. I like this. Really turned out like I imagined it. You know, you can kind of get a little bit of a vision in your head, and it kind of turns out like this. I wanted it to look like it was raining down worlds, and it's okay, but it's not exactly. If you know, if I knew Digi like Eileen, Eileen could probably rock this in Digi, or anybody could that does Digi. I just haven't had the time or taken the time. You know, I do a little bit, you know, a little Photoshop stuff and, you know, nothing fancy. But yeah, you know, I can just really imagine being able to do a lot of this in Digi quickly. Oh, thanks, CB. You like the, yeah, you like the little mascots, the studio mascots? Yeah. So anyway, that one. Let's see, do I have any more finished ones? Starters, starters. Ah, here's one. I think one more. Uh-oh. I usually don't have anything stick. Oh, it's right in the crease. You got to make sure when you varnish that don't shut it till that crease is dry. Right there. I didn't let it completely dry. And I really never have problems with my pages sticking when they're varnished. And also I use craft paint. Craft paint rarely sticks either. It's when you use the artist grade with the, you know, the shiny binders in them that you can have problems with. But in this case, I didn't let the varnish completely dry, and so there was some sitting in the crack right there. So it kind of pulled it in there. But we did this one. I think this was the last one we did. What's the best digi art software? I don't know, Bunny. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. I have Photoshop Elements. If you will, you really want to get heavy into Digi, probably like Manga Studio. I think they call it Clip Studio now. Um, but I don't do any of it really. Just bare minimum, you know. I can find my way around a toolbar and, you know, not nothing much because I just haven't had taken the time. I haven't taken the time to learn it, you know. But the one I have a old what is it called? I have Photoshop Elements, and then I have an old Paint Shop Pro that I do for editing my, you know, photographs. But yeah, I just don't do much with it because don't take the time. So that's it in this one. You know, a couple more starters here and there, and that's all I got in this one. And then in my abandoned places, which I call my reverse collage book, what I do in this one is I start by removing things out of the background. Maybe I'll do a couple of pages of that just to show you an example. What I'll do is paint out things and then add things back in if I want. So for instance, on this one, I painted out any text or any background elements. Now I'm not finished this one. I want to put clouds and stars and other things on this one, but I've painted out everything I don't want. And then I'll add other things on top. For instance, the same thing here. Okay, this particular page was just all text. So I yellowed out the text because I'm going to tie these two together. and then glued these on top. But I first reverse out everything. All right, so like I took and painted out everything I didn't want. All the background here, any text or anything else. And then now I've glued these on, and what I want to do now is incorporate these little nebulas into this world. Maybe I'll just do that real quick. Oh, I am going to need some wax paper. Here's one sheet. Here we go. Because you don't want to put paint on the edges and risk gluing things together. But like this one, I really want to start incorporating this together. But I'll just do a little flip here of the ones I started or I'm working on. And you can see I've painted out things and then started going back in and adding things. So here's one where we've done a little bit more. I added this to the little, it's like a sink. It's like a sink in here in some kind of a, I don't know, laboratory, I don't know, some kind of factory or something. And so what I did is then I added the planet, the water, all this, added all this in here. But you can see where I painted it out. See where I painted out all the background? And there's, thanks Vicki S. There's videos on all these pretty much, you know, in different stages. Okay. So this one, you can see I've already started to add some more collage stuff, but I painted out the background. Now, some of this was already here. Some of these clouds were here, and so what I did is just added more clouds, added some planets and some more things going on, and then this I've just glued in recently, and I haven't finished incorporating it yet. So you can see that there. It's interesting. Oh, good. Here's another one. Painted out everything I didn't want and just left the center of this like desert with some little ships in it, some rusted out ships. Here's another one, it's in process. Painted out all the background, painted out the foreground, added some mist right here with some paint, and then I glued in some bits of nebula from a, you know, space picture. And now what I'll do is I'll incorporate all that in. I'll paint this out and paint around it and paint in it. Here I just drew a little shooting star there and the same thing. You're still using PSP9? I don't know what mine could be 7 for all I know, Carrie. I don't even know. I've had it like, yeah. It's just it does what I want it to do with pictures, you know. But if I want to do anything extra than that, I use my Photoshop Elements, and I don't even know what version. I might have Photoshop Elements 9. I don't think I even have 11. I don't know. I don't know what, you know, I don't use it enough to really do anything. So yeah, so we got this one, and I painted the wind coming in. And now there were like little white reflections here on the ground from the window. So I painted them blue and painted in some little birds and painted in the sky, painted the blue sky and the clouds. So you just can have fun with this. And you can do this with any book, but you need a book that you're going to enjoy. Like if you like gardening, if you like fashion, if you like, you need a book to play in that is stuff you're going to like. I don't particularly put a lot of people in any of my collage work. I do it occasionally because, you know, people ask me to, but for me, it's about the place rather than the people that could be in it. Because for me, when I'm looking at my collages of places, I imagine that I'm there. So I'm the person in the collage, if that makes sense. So I don't put a lot of people in my collages. I like the you know, space and water and an animal, you know, or something. But I don't put a lot of people. But you need to pick a book that is something you're going to like, you know, because you won't stick through a whole book if you don't. So again, just started blending some things out. Here's where I've started tore some mountains out of some outer space um, photograph thing and just tore it into shapes of mountains back there. Now, none of this has been blended in. If you see a white edge like that, it's not been painted in yet. But it's best if you can. Now, I know on some elements, like a round planet that you want to put on top of something, you're going to have to cut it out, fussy cut. But anytime you can tear collage elements, it will blend better. It will blend better with paint than a cut edge. Okay, kangaroo girl, I'll look later. So again, here is, I'm just developing this little world here. And I brought down some river water here, and we'll see where it goes. I don't really, unless I'm doing a project here from start to finish, I skip around in the book. So I might come in here and say, I think it needs some rivers coming down here. So I might sketch those in here with pencil and go, okay, next. So you can see here, like I added this planet or this moon, like a eclipsed moon. So you see it's got bits going. This I'm going to have like, you can kind of see I want it to look like a beach, like water's rushed up from the beach. This one we did on stream and added, I want to get this darker on this edge, but I think you can kind of see where we're at it. Look, let's not flash out, pinball. So added this world, this little world, added this and that and this. So, oh, and that, added that right there. But it's just fun to play. It's fun to play. So I think there was text on both sides here. So I just painted out the text. And then this will be a cool thing to work with. Add a little planet down there. And here we did at first on this page, we did a stamped thing with quotes showing that you could turn this into like a quote book, but I'm not turning mine into a quote book. So after we did the show, I just covered it up with some world, and I still have to blend this in with this. Like what I'll probably do is something like paint this in and then turn this into like some kind of a kind of play with it here. Whoops, too thick. I'll do that on the side here. So you can see how you can just kind of play. Because I love this kind of stuff. Something like that. This has all been painted out. This is all paint. And then I got a little torn element here, and then this is torn that I have to blend all that in. If you have any questions, just ask. I know most of y'all already know the process that I use here, you know. Okay, this one did some mist coming through the window, added a little planet right there. I'm going to end up doing let's see, it was a pencil. I want to do some kind of a, it'll have beams of light coming off of it that you gotta work in though. You gotta just work it in if you want it to look like it's like there, like it's part of the page. And just keep playing. This one I did a little further work on off camera. I was just flipping through and I said, hey, I'm going to keep working on this. So I turned these little banisters into little globes with little glowing holograph type planet things, star systems on the banisters there. So I did that. And then I started playing with this mist here. So you can see how I started, playing with this. Not quite sure how I want it to flow yet, but that's kind of the start of it. And then again, this is all paint and pencil coming through here. Oh, thanks, Lindsay. But I really like the little banisters. I like the way they look like little. You like the mist looks better on the bottom? Yeah, I'm working on it. It takes a while to build that up, you know. Thanks, guys. It's a little flashed out. Let's see if I could get it to. You can publish the book. I can republish it. I gotta ask him to republish the book, right? But you know, it's just fun to take a book and play in. So then I have a few pages here where nothing's been done. But you just paint things out. Paint things out that you don't want. Whatever you don't want on your page is what you paint out. Let's see. And then I went from, again, going front to back. I need a sip of coffee, guys. My throat's. This is one I'm working on here. I painted on this walkways here, and then painted in some stars, and then of course the watch and my watch hands. Painted the sky in, left these buildings, painted out some text that was there. Started outlining some windows and playing there. Let's see. This one painted all around. So you can just see, you can just start building your own world, whatever you want it to be. This one we did on stream, added the little angel, like she's touching this world right here that we put inside the train. Painted this, put the moon in there. And then painted up some wispy clouds like. I really like that. A little bit of paint on all these. This one added this balloon there. Don't know where we're going with that one yet. Same for this one. This was a gas station, like you get self-serve gas out here. I painted out all the poles that were holding this up, and it just reminded me of like 2000 Space Odyssey with the rectangle thing. So I kind of got rid of everything and kind of have it floating there. And then put a clock here and then just started painting in. It's not done. It's not done. You like this book? Hey, Twinkle Toes. Let's see if I got any more started. I think there's one or two more. Okay, this one had this abandoned building with all these layers of floors that were, falling apart. And had all these little people standing here. So I just got rid of the bottom floor, painted out that one, and then put in some space scenes down there in the bottom, and like they're looking down. See how they look like they're looking down? And then inside these doors here, I put like little space scenes inside those. I just love how they look like they're looking down. I like how that one turned out. And I think there's one more. Oh. Is there anything right there? No. Okay, so this one I'm working on too. This one actually had a watch. That was actually there. I don't know what it was on this abandoned building, but that was there. So of course, I love my watch, elements of time in my pieces. And then I added, this is a giant marble, and then just did all the clouds, the mist, and the mist over the mountains and all that. So is there any more? Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's one right there. So this one, I think we worked on last time on a show. And it was an abandoned building, kind of like, kind of like something like one of these. It looks something like this kind of thing going on. So I just painted everything out, including the insides of the door openings, and then just made space inside and around all inside there. So I really like this one too. You like this project, Twinkle Toes? This one I started, I glued some space stuff on there. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all so far. So let's go back to this one. I might go ahead and start another page in the art journal, this one here, and continue on something. We'll see how much time I have. You know, like pick a page that started and work it. But so this is like just collage and turning it into a world. And this is like reversing out everything and turning it and then adding things on top as well. So let me go ahead and put some wax paper here. And we'll see what we can do with this. I'll probably glue some more things on top, but first I want to blend in these. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I do. I like those too. So let's see if we can keep it. I don't want to zoom out anymore. I think this is pretty good because then you can just see the whole thing. All right, so let me just get some black paint and some baby wipes. If y'all have not seen me do collage any before, right now I'm going to do the, I'm going to paint it out. But anytime I glue images in, I use golden matte medium, which looks like this. Because people ask, is it the gel? Is it the matte? Is it, and it's just matte medium. It's not the gel. The gel is thick. The matte medium is real liquidy. Okay, it's liquidy. It's matte medium. And you can get it in these small, they come in bigger jars too. But and then I put it in a dish soap bottle so that I can just squeeze out how much I want. It's just easier to squeeze out how much you want rather than pouring out too much or whatever. So I can like really just squeeze out exactly how much I need. And then the paint I use is just Americana craft paint. It's not satin and it's not gloss. It's just plain Americana craft paint. And you can use, other craft paints too. Americana is my favorite because I like the color selection. And I just like the coverage and everything. They're about $1.19 a bottle, regular price. I always get them on sale. They're always 30% off all, or, they go down to, so they're always on sale. I buy them on sale. And they won't stick your pages as long as you let your pages dry. I have to, say that. As long as you let your pages dry, this paint will not stick your pages together. As like if you use, sorry guys, sip of coffee. If you use artist grade acrylic paint, like in the tubes that may have a sheen to them, or a binder that's shiny, that can stick your pages together. Now, there's nothing wrong with the paint, but when you close up acrylic paint, even you think it's dry, but the artist grade it can stick your pages together. And then the varnish I use when I'm completely done is just this Delta Ceram Coat Gloss Exterior Interior Varnish. And it's a 8-ounce bottle, and it's about $10-12 a bottle. It's gone up a little. But I always buy it with a coupon, 40%, sometimes 50% off coupon, so you can get it for $5, and it lasts a long, long time. This is the same varnish, and it's all the same process. All the same, whether I'm doing an art card, let me grab an art card here, whether I'm doing an art card, a, where's my sample card? Did I give it away already? I probably did. Well, here's another one. Whether I'm doing art cards, this size, or where's a sample little one? I don't have many because I give them all away. These are what I give away, but I have a couple. Find a varnished one here. Or an art card. It's all the exact same process. It's matte medium, collage elements, acrylic craft paint. I varnish it with this. It's all the same materials. Let the thing dry. Yeah, before closing. That's right. Let it dry. Because if it will stick if it's wet, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let me move my calendar focus thing out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and start blending in these worlds and see where it goes. Well, satin, not, yeah, I don't get satin, just, that's why I said, not satin, not gloss. This does not say matte on it, but it's a matte paint, okay? The bottle has changed to look like this now. So it's gone from looking like this to this. They've just more prominently put deco art on the top. It's the same thing, and it doesn't say matte, but it doesn't say gloss or satin. It's just plain Americana. But gloss and satin can stick your pages. Just saying. You can try it. Go for it. But if it sticks, don't email me. Okay, so let me just get a tray here. And I'm going to start with some black. Oh, and the other thing is baby wipes. Let me move all this out of the way. And get this. I'm going to need me some more uniform blue. That's uniform blue. And I'll probably need some white. This one's kind of already got a lot going on. I just really want to get these space nebulas blended in. So I'll go with that. Maybe, no, I won't go. These are just my favorite. I love these kind of, Payne's gray and sienna. I'm into seal. Oh, to seal? I wouldn't use it. I mean, here again, guys, I'm not an expert on any of these products, just the ones that I've used a lot. This is the only varnish I use. So I can't say, anything else. If you're talking about satin paint, are you talking about satin paints? I don't use satin paint, so I can't, Sorry. Okay, so I want some baby wipes. Okay. So I just use Huggies. These are Huggies plain. They're unscented, just plain Huggy baby wipes. Again, use what you want, but I'll tell you that the ones that have like aloe and some other scented stuff, they're soapy. So that when you do like this, when you scrunch them like that, you can almost hear the soap going. These don't do that. And so, yeah, they're just plain. I think they're called Natural Care. I'm talking about the gloss seal you use. There's probably satin. I like the gloss because I want it all shiny. Now, when I'm doing the reverse collage books, I will tell you this too. Like, to start inside of a book, it might be best if you put a coat of matte medium on it to get rid of the gloss. Okay, so that when you go to put your paint, it's all cohesive. In other words, there's no shine, some matte, some shine. Because when you're using collage bits, you might be using some bits are shiny, some are not. But the thing about putting a gloss sealer over the final product, the final piece, is then you've got it all cohesively glossy. Because the thing about using a book like this is you might have a shiny book. You might have a matte finish book, okay? Yeah, I don't know if the satin sealer will stick or not, Margaret, because I haven't used it. Sorry. This is the only one I use. And then my matte medium to glue things down and to make everything matte. Okay. So if you put a coat of matte medium over the whole thing, it will make the shine go away. But then you're going to be gluing shiny things on top. Okay. But when I glue with my matte medium. So it again gets rid of the shine. So then I paint it all in with my flat matte colors. And then when I'm completely done, I put my gloss sealer on it. And then it looks like here's the cover of this one. Then it looks like this. Okay. Yeah, so Carrie has used some satin before. I don't use it. Sorry guys. I mean, I can't speak to what I haven't used because I like the gloss final finish, so I don't put a satin on it because yeah, I like the shiny. I like the shiny. I like it shiny. Okay, so now um, I'll have my baby wipes, my fingers. Sometimes I'll use a brush, depending on the detail. But right now I want to kind of blend. I want to blend these two things in, and I want to, carry it off the edge here where I already had some blue. So I usually start with just painting that in with my finger. Okay. So I'm just going to pick this up, and I want some of the black to come down this way. So I want to carry that in. I'll pick up some of the blue. And I usually don't clean my fingers in between. I'll just move to a different finger or just pick up 2 or 3 colors at a time. When you do that, it looks more modeled like. It looks more imperfect, which in this kind of thing is good for me anyway, from what I like. I want it to be um, marbly looking. Okay. So I'm going to have that kind of sit there like that. I'm just going to finish that right there for a second. Move on to the other side. Yeah. Well, if you like satin, yeah, I'm sure it would be fine as long as you let it dry. Again, let it dry. And there's really not a formula for this. It's just how you want it to look, how you like, you can envision it. And there's just no like right or wrong thing. You just got to not be afraid. I think that's the main thing. If you're afraid of your paint and afraid of messing it up, you won't do this. This probably project is not for you because it's just not something you can do if you're afraid you're going to mess up. I always look at it like it's just paint. It's just paint. So I just want to kind of get rid of the white core there. And I think I'll just have this swoop up like this. I'm going to have a cloud coming over this. Only time crafting in bed is an issue if you lose a pair of scissors. Yeah, don't lose your scissors in the bed. Good one, Muse. Okay, so I think I'll have this maybe come around this way. Let's do that. And once I get the edges done, I can take the wax paper out. I just don't want to glue my pages together. Okay, so I think I want this to swoop like that. But I love this. I love doing this because it's just like, for me, it's so imaginative and you can just do whatever. Okay. Now I got to decide, do I want this edge right here? Do I want it? I think I'm going to get a brush. Where's my baby wipe? Clean my hand a little bit here so I can get right up on this. The other thing about using matte medium is because everything's coated with matte medium, like where I glued everything down, because it's coated with matte medium, I can do this and it'll completely wipe away. Completely wipe away because it's coated with the matte medium. So there's your other benefit of, and again, I'm not really too particular about right there on the edge because I'm going to have a fog coming over it anyway. But that's one of the things about having everything coated with matte medium when you glue it down is it will, you can wipe it away and blend things out with the baby wipe and stuff. Okay, so put that like this, and then I'm going to have this come through here. So, all right, let me go ahead and dry it now and just kind of think a second where I want it to go. But you know, it's just you got to try. You got to try. If you don't want to do it in a book, then cut a bunch of stuff out and start with that, like I do in one of these books. Okay. But the thing about using a book that's already got something on there for you to work with is you've got something there to work with, you know? No, it wipes away because it wipes away because of the matte medium. It's not magic, Carol. um, but that's one of the benefits of starting with something that's a book or a magazine or something like that is you've already got something to work with rather than just starting to like here's a starter page, let's see, rather than just starting with gluing things down like here like this. See, I just started gluing things in here and now I have to invent this world all by myself. And that's what I've done with these in this book is, you know, you invent your own world from scratch, but you can take a book that's already got something in it. And again, if you like gardens or gazebos and, you know, or fashion and people, then start with that because then you'll like it. You'll like it. Okay. Heat gun. Yeah. So what did Muse buy? No, it's really not a magic wand, guys. It's just not. But again, I like doing this. You have to, whatever project or whatever kind of medium or whatever kind of world, it doesn't even have to be, you know, fantasy worlds. If you just like drawing, you know, girls and or people or whatever it is, you have to like it. Like, for instance, people say, draw some whimsy girls. Well, I could, but I don't like drawing whimsy girls. So I'm not going to enjoy it. I want to do things I enjoy the process and I enjoy this. But no, I totally get that collaging, mixed media, getting your hands all painty, Jean, is not for everybody. Jean's come a long way, guys. She will get her hands painting now. But I'm just saying, whatever the process is that you do, you have to love it or you won't stick with it. You have to love whatever it is you do. I love streaming. Been doing it for 6 years. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't be doing it because you have to love it. You just have to love whatever it is you do. And if you don't love it, there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like collage, it's okay. You know, I don't like drawing whimsy girls. It's okay. Uh, No, I haven't seen that, Eileen. Did she post it? Oh, she posted on Twitter. I'll have to look for that after a while. I haven't seen that. Carrie's post. Are you saying you don't like me, Dee Dee? No, Lindsay Whimsy. I love you, Whimsy. I just don't like drawing whimsy girls. Oh my goodness, you're so funny. Okay, so I got it kind of pretty well dry. Now I can probably move this now because I'm not going to be painting right up to the edge. So just kind of get that out of my way, and the edges are black anyway. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and splash some stars. I can always add more later, but I like to get the feel of where I'm going. So I'm going to take this white. No, actually, I think I'm going to get another tray here. And my lids, these are just coffee lids that I use for um, acrylic paint. Now, if you're going to do watercolor mixing, um, ink mixing like I did with the drawing the animals, and you have to see your colors mix. I can see when I'm mixing colors on these because the acrylic paint is thick. So no matter what color I'm trying to make, I can see it on black. But it's really not recommended that you try to blend colors on black because it's hard to see, and you really cannot see watercolors, um, inks. You can't see the colors because they're so thin and translucent. You can't see them on black. So you're not going to be able to mix true colors with inks and watercolor on black. But with acrylic paints, they're so thick, you can see it just fine. I can. But if you can't see the colors that you're trying to mix, don't use black coffee lids. Okay. No, I don't think I've seen Hannah Lynn's Whimsy Girls. I don't think so, honey. Honey Jill. I don't think so, honey. All right, so I'm going to pour out some more white here so that I can water it down. Okay. I don't want to water this down because I want some thick white as well, but this I'm going to water down. So I'm just going to take a spray bottle here and get it wet. And then I like a floppy, but people always ask, what do you mean by a floppy brush to flick paint? See how floppy that is? See how floppy and that is? In other words, don't try to do splatters with, say, something like this. You're not going to splatter very well with that. Okay. So, yeah. So, and then when I splatter, all I do is tap. Some people use toothbrushes and splatter them. Some tap their finger like that. I just kind of get it going. Like I'll just get it going here. And then it kind of takes off the main drops, and then I just tap, tap, tap. Again, if I want, I can, like if I get something like right there on that planet, if I didn't want it, I can wipe it away because of the matte medium. Okay, so I'm just going to splatter. And I'm going to blend some of this in cohesively too. You can always use perfect fried Kentucky. Yeah, Jean uses, yeah, she uses the Canadian version, the PFK, the, the Kentucky Fried Chicken with the French name. Dee Dee, have you ever used a ruler to draw? Because in a group I'm in on Facebook, they see you using rulers cheating. Tell them to mind their own business. You can use a ruler if you want. I don't um, all the time, but if I have a long line to do, sure, use a ruler. Who says that? It's obviously, let me say, and I'll say this in gentlest form as possible. If somebody tells you not to use a ruler, not to use references to look at to learn how to draw or to see how to draw something, they're probably not a real artist. I hate to say it, but you know, yeah. So I'm not saying there's not any true artists out there that say don't use a ruler, but come on. It's just a tool, guys. It's just a tool. Yeah, a bunch of teenagers in that group. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I just smeared that. So let's go ahead and, you know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave some Mary stars coming through there. I'm just going to smear them on purpose. Could be a meteor shower coming in. Let's put a few, and then I'll accent them even more when that dries. So yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just being honest. You know, there's nobody that has a that I know. I don't know any artist that has a photographic memory that they see, let's say they see a lion one time in real life. Let's say they see a because you know, they can't really go from a photograph because that would be cheating. If they looked at a photograph of a lion and then tried to draw it later, that would be cheating because ultimately they did use a reference. They just remembered their reference. Okay. But I don't know anybody that has such a photographic memory that they can remember everything they've ever seen and know exactly how to draw it. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want it coming down right in here though, because I have plans for this. So I'm going to kind of not go quite that far with my meteor shower, just a little less shower there. Because this is coming into a bright light right here. So anyway, yeah, you can use a ruler. It's okay. You can use a ruler. I mean, anytime, you know, I'll use this every now and then if I want a nice circle or a quick circle. You know, I'd like somebody to tell an architect or a plain engineer designer not to use any rulers or T squares or slide rules. That would be cheating. I wouldn't want to get on the plane they made, would you? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want to get on their plane they created. Okay, so let's get off of that. Let's get back to drawing. Every artist uses references. If they tell you they don't, they're lying. Just saying. I mean, if you're a cat portrait person and you've drawn, say, 1,000 cats, you could probably draw a cat from memory. But could you draw Jean's cat? No, you couldn't draw that from memory. Like when I do portraits of people, I can't just make up their faces. Like, you know, like the brothers here. These are the brothers from Oak Island. I can't just make them up and say, okay, I'll just draw whatever. They want pictures that look just like them. You know what I'm saying? They don't want my artistic style. They want, you know, they want something that looks like them. Now, of course, there are styles of portraiture and all that. But I'm saying you can't just make this stuff up. Yeah, exactly. Julie Tobez says that her sister's an engineer for Boeing, and she most definitely uses rulers. Exactly. Okay, I think I still need to dry this just a little bit. I just don't want to smear my arm into the stars. But you know, drawing from life, like if I sat here and wanted to draw my lamp, you know, it's a reference. Drawing from life is still a reference. And it is better if you can draw from life. It is better practice. It is better. You'll get more dimension. You'll see the form and everything much better than from a photograph. But I mean, I don't think any of us are hopping on a plane to Africa tomorrow to see those lions in person, you know. But even drawing from life is a reference. So, yeah. Use color on a page and wanted to add snow. Yeah, I would. You could do snow just like this, just splatter some snow. Probably if you were doing snow white, like the background is white, you'll probably have some blue shadows. I would, if I was doing snow, I'd probably mix some like, blue and white for splatters so that they stand out. Otherwise, you just splatter white on white, you're not going to see it, right? Or gray. You know, I like blue shadows or purple shadows better than gray shadows. Um, I can't draw people, but I don't look like who they are. Well, it takes practice. There's no doubt that it does take practice to draw people or anything, you know. Um, and there's tons of teachers. I tell y'all, I'm not a teacher. I can just tell y'all, you know, tips and things that I tried or I know or I've learned over 50 years of drawing. but that I don't consider myself a teacher. This is just me, and I'm not saying that you don't ever learn anything or that I don't ever teach you anything when I do these things. I know that I teach you something, but a teacher has special skills and abilities for the long haul. Okay. It's just different than like a one little technique thing or something. In my opinion, I have a higher regard for teachers maybe than maybe some people do, because just because you learn something from someone or they teach you something doesn't necessarily make that person a teacher. I just have a higher regard for what a teacher is than what my skill set is to as a teacher. And that's true of any topic or any subject. It could be math, reading, science, art, whatever. So you can draw your puppy sleeping. Hey, that's great. So I think Carrie calls me a professional inspiration instigator. I mean, I do feel like I encourage and inspire, and I love sharing ideas. I like to get you going. That's my thing. If you want to call it encourager, inspiring, I love doing that. That's my love. I love showing ideas, techniques, get you inspired to try things. But if you want to learn how to be an oil painter from step one to a finished oil painting, I'm not the person for you, you know. And I don't mind not being that. So, hey, Carol Renee. All right, so let's see now where I want to go with this. I know that I'm going to take the thicker white here because I know I want this to kind of cross, and I'm going to have to tilt it so I can so I can have a straight line without a ruler. Use a ruler if you want, guys, seriously. Because I just want it to be a general light wave coming in here. So I think I'll put some down. Let me just paint some in. Then I'll take my baby wipe and make this nice thin. I want these thin. I could have done it with the Posca paint pen too, because a Posca will give me a thin line. Or I could have got a liner brush out. I just grabbed the brush that was right here, and I want it to be. But anyway, and then sometimes I do call it my teacher voice when I get like on a soapbox like I just did, and I call it my teacher voice. Jean knows what I mean. But I'm not a teacher. But you get that voice that, okay, now class. Yeah, you get that voice, but yeah. Anyway, explanation voice. Okay, I don't want it quite so liney right there. I want a little bit more like it's hitting with the light there. And then maybe coming through the back here. I think I want that a little thicker. So anyway, guys, I try not to get into too much lecture mode. People learn what they want to learn. They'll find what they want to find. And if they don't, you telling them doesn't do a bit of good. Know what I mean, Vern? Like kind of like a prism. Prism, a light, like you've seen a prism before. This little bit of space kind of reminded me of that, so I wanted light to come through it and kind of reflect in a little bit different angle, maybe like that. Yeah, like that. Okay. The teachers people remember are the ones that inspire them to take action of some kind. Yeah. I guess I've moved so much in my life that most everything that I've wanted to learn, I've had to teach myself. So I guess my main teachers have always been books, I guess I'd say. I've had a few people that have taught me things or pointed me in the right direction of things that I've wanted to learn. But again, you know, it's more of a pointer than a stick. It's like, yeah. All right, so now I want to get a little bit of white on my baby wipe because I want I could do this with the Posca probably better to have a nice white top edge on that. Learn but arts. Okay, learn to buy art. So yeah, yeah, you can learn by practicing with supplies. That's Eileen. Trust me, Eileen has them all. Okay, so now I want to get a little bit of blue and white here. Just kind of the same, a little bit lighter. So I want this to kind of be almost like a platform coming across there. Let's see if I can get it how I imagine. But I just found that most people, if they're in a class or something and they paid for schooling, they're going to pay more attention. But you can't force people to learn. You know. Okay, I want to get this nice and thin because I want some of this to cross right over here. Do I want it that way or do I want it this way? I think I want it this way. Kind of make that misty right in there. Very misty. Shh, shh, shh. But I've always loved to learn. But I've always loved to learn. I've always found that the best way for me to have learned is through books and reading. Okay, now I'll make sure that these, like some shooting stars or meteorites, are coming through that back through there because I kind of rubbed them away. But I had to get that mist thing going there. Your eighth. Okay, Jean said my grade 8 and 9 science teacher was my favorite. He was absolutely brilliant, which sometimes doesn't mean a good teacher, but he was an excellent disciplinarian without us even realizing he was. And he taught every science concept by relating it to our daily life, that it was relevant to us. Yeah. Good, Jean. Oh, thanks, Jean. I mean, and again, I don't mean that you'll never that I can't teach you something or you'll learn something, but yeah, I don't feel like for one thing, I don't take as much, I don't go as in depth as I think, most people really need to learn something. I mean, you might get it through repetition because we do it so often, but yeah. All right, so now what I want to do is I want this to come around. So I'm going to get some more paint on my baby wipe, and I'm doing this to thin it out to get it real misty. So that's why I do this, to kind of like burnish it in, to like buff it in so that I can do soft blends like this and mists. If you get too much, you can just kind of wipe it away. We'll kind of blend, and I'm going to put some more things in here with some more detail in here with color pencil. Now I will tell you this, with color pencil, if you put color pencil on your acrylic, it works great. Y'all know we do that in color books. But if you're going to varnish, if you're going to varnish over with my varnish, let's say, if you're going to varnish with this liquid varnish, as opposed to a spray varnish, you have to be careful not to rub your color pencil, because you can rub your color pencil off. Okay, you can't rub your acrylic paint off. It won't rub off because it won't rub off. But if you put color pencil like little bits, if you rub too much when you're putting on your varnish, you can rub your pencil off. So, and I know there's spray varnishes out there, and if you're, try them out. Try spray varnishes out. I just found this works for me, and I'm just careful when I put varnish on. Okay, so again, I'm going to keep this circle going here. I need a clean baby wipe because after a while you're going to start just moving paint around rather than removing it when you need to. Somebody's got some exciting news I must have missed. Thanks, Terry. I think it was Carol Renee had some news. Good news. All right. I do want this round here. Hey, little P, how you doing? All right, now let's go in there with some detail. I need a sip of coffee. I really need some more hot coffee. What time is it? 11:30. I want to try to be out here at least by 12:30. Okay, so let me hit this with the heat gun. All right, so now let's get a couple color pencils. Let's do a little bit of play. Some of this. Let's see, I need some orange, some turquoise. Dark orange, true orange, turquoise. That's probably all I need. Because I'm kind of going with the colors that we've got here. All right. Y'all talking about Terry moving? Yeah, got her house moving. All right, so here's where I'm using color pencil. And again, this is where if you're not careful, when you put the varnish on, you can rub this off. So when you put the varnish on, and how I do my varnish is if it's on an art card, if it's on a tiny art card, I will just put a little dollop in the middle of the art card and smear it with my finger. On an art journal page, I will use foam, the sponge brushes, because they won't leave brush marks. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Barb. I missed something about, something news, but thanks for being here, Barb 1221. My fancy. Well, I have pencils and pencil cases too. These are just the ones I use all the time. Okay, I find that this is the colors that I use the most, but my pencils for the most part are in bundles like this. They're bundled by colors, my Prismacolors, because I use them every day. I use my pencils literally every day. And so I have to keep them like here. Let me show you this tray. Here's a breakfast tray. So you see, I have all my pencils that I use in here. But these are the colors that I use all the time. And then every couple weeks, I'll go through this and weed out again. Like I don't necessarily use purple every day, but there for a while I was using the purple and the lavender. And so, you know, yeah, I just use these a lot. So I keep them in, it's a silverware drawer tray. Silverware tray. Okay, so let's keep moving here. And you could do this with paint too. If you're afraid it's going to rub off, if you put varnish on it, then just, take more time and do all this with paint, not with pencil. Okay, so I know I'm going to want a nice big star right here. Like coming around the top of this planet, just right on the edge, the light coming from behind right there. My pencil cases for the pencils are not, you've gotten all right. Well, I have pencil cases too. I've shown them to you. Kelly gifted them to me. And yeah, I have, pencils in those. I have pencils that Eileen gave me. She gave me a set of Luminance pencils. I have those in a roll. So I have other pencils too, but the ones I use like literally every single day are in those bundles. It's always a little tricky right in the spine there to get it to look like it blends. Say, gotta kind of get in there, and you never really get rid of it completely because it is a crack. All right, so now let me go ahead and get a little bit more light coming on here. But if you do try something like this, don't be afraid to do what you can kind of imagine. And if it doesn't work out, you can just paint back over it, guys. Don't get all, don't be a fearing. Don't be a fearing. Because even if it doesn't work out exactly like you want it to, you have tried something, and the more you try it, the better you're going to have more technique and vision. It's nice to send Dede art things and have her let us know if they're good. Yeah, and I like to try them all. Like for instance, the what do you call it? The brush Zig Kuretake brush markers, that real brush watercolors that you sent, Eileen. I like to try them in all different things. Like we've tried them in color books. Again, I would not recommend, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show them again. The Zig Kuritakes that Eileen sent, clean color, real brush, and it's real watercolor. And that's a real brush. It's not like a felt tip marker. It's like a real brush. That's why they're called real brush. But they're expensive. So I have used them in color books to demo them, but will I color every single page I do in my color books with these? No. I'd go broke. I would go broke if I tried to color all my color book pages with these. They're awesome, don't get me wrong, but they're not cheap. So, yeah, so I just want to show all kinds of different uses for things. But, you have to budget your supplies. Unless you're Eileen. Eileen doesn't have a budget for she wants to she tries everything. That's why she's called Eileen the Enabler Elf. If y'all haven't got that bit by now. Okay, so now let me go ahead with the Posca, I think, and do some, I'm going to pick out a few extra bright stars. And you can, add your own stars with a Posca or the back of a paintbrush or the tip of a pokey tool, or anything. But I want to do, oh, and I take my finger and kind of feather out the end of the tail of a shooting star. So it doesn't look like, it looks like it kind of feathers out and doesn't just end right there. I should go check my mail and get coffee. I want that to kind of come behind. Got too thick right there. Let me wipe that one off. Redo that one. And I don't think I want it in front of the planet because I'm going to do some um, blendy stuff there. Let's see here. Let's put one right here. Give it a little bit more mist thing. Very far away ones, a couple of real far away ones that you don't really see them very much, something like that. Posca White gets the best reviews. Yeah, I love my and that's the only Posca I have. I do want to order some other colors. Jean, maybe she can show you on her show. I think she's streaming tonight in place of Angie. I think. Am I right, Jean? Maybe she can show her Poscas again. She has two sets in the two different tips. I think this is considered the medium tip, according to Jean. But I only have the white ones. But it's like acrylic paint in a pen. So there we go. Let's see. Oh, I do want a couple extra stars though. And I might do a couple other little planets, extra planets. I want this kind of simple right in here because I want your eye to come to here. This is really a little overkill, I think. I might take one or two of those off. I think it's a little much. Let's just blend it out. I just need a couple. There we go, that's better. I'm just getting too many. And if I want some of the black back, then I can paint it back in or just do it with color pencil. What's my brush? Where's my brush? Where did I put it? It was right here. Go. At 6-ish Eastern. Okay. Yeah, I thought you were filling in for Angie, but I couldn't remember the time. And I don't know how I want to, if I want that planet to be behind something, or do I want it to be like getting lost in space? Maybe that. I like that better. I like that better. Thanks, Barb. Dub 1221. And by the way, speaking of a Barb Owen comes on at 2. It's like 12:40 now. She comes on at 2 and she comes on YouTube. All right, so let's see. I'll come over back over here a little bit. All right, so I'm going back into now. Here's where I'm coming in with my oranges. Start with a brighter orange. I'm going to do some more spacey stuff over here. Just to give it a little bit more interest. I was trying to see if Jean said what she's going to work on, which means we have to wake her up by 5. Eileen says, yeah, Jean's going to stream at 6. We got to wake her up by 5. She usually naps here. Jean usually naps here. Maybe you need to do a little, power napping, Jean. You want us to wake you up when we close down today? You need a little power nap. You're gonna work on the. She's gonna work on the canvas. So yeah, I like that. Maybe we'll just do a little bit down in here. Not too much, because I want your eye to go to that. Like, like, doesn't it like point to it? Literally. But thanks everybody. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Get some Christmas shopping. I'm going to try to post some more of the studio mascots, our elves and our sock monkeys doing antics, because it's fun. It's fun to post them and to have them doing fun things, the elf on the shelf, if you will. But, we can't just do Eileen the Enabler elf having antics by herself. They have to be doing, they have to be with, they have to be with all their friends because their friends in the box get in trouble. Gee, my problem is there is no such thing as a power nap. It's sleep or awake. Y'all, hey Vicky VR. Yeah, the mascots are fun, aren't they? I'm gonna add a little bit more orange on that planet just to kind of. All right, so now I'm gonna take a little turquoise because see this little turquoise throughout, and I'm just gonna add just a little bit. Of interest with turquoise. See, like that. See how it just gives it a little bit more oomph. Papa, papa. Don't make me sing. You wouldn't like that. I have sung a couple happy birthdays, but yeah. We'll leave the singing to other people, not me. All right, so there we go. Kind of like that. Maybe a little bit right there. Have you ever tried the Alvin Duck's glass inkwell pencil sharpener? Oh my gosh, Miss Allie, I never even heard of it. A glass inkwell pencil sharpener? No, but it sounds like something only Eileen could afford. I never even heard of it. I gotta say, Miss Allie, never heard of it. Like sock monkeys. Thanks, Miss Rose. She enjoys all her friends. I know she does. It's more fun, right? It's more fun with friends. Aw. Set a little bit more in there. Oh, Lord, I have a friend named Kurt and another friend named Jerry. Photoshop Kurt in an address and caption read, "We don't need Elf on the Shelf. We have Kurt in a skirt." Oh my gosh. There was at one year, at least one year, where we did full on every single day, 25 days of Elf on the Shelf. Well, it's not Elf on the Shelf here, it's Eileen, the Enabler Elf, ETEE. And we did a full on 25 days of Eileen, the Enabler Elf. Okay, let's see. Do I want to add this with pencil or do I want to kind of feather it in with paint? Let's see. I just want a little bit extra right in here. And I really want some water in there, so we'll see. Final touch. I think I'll extend some of this out too, just to make it so it's not so. And see, there's a little orange something there. We could put a little planet or something there. There's a little turquoise something there that are just already there. It's $12.36 on Amazon. Okay, I'm just not even sure what it looks like. Is it glass? Is it a glass sharpener, Miss Allie? I can't go look at the link right now, but is it a glass sharpener? What does it look like? Never heard of it. I don't know who was more tired at the end. It was a process. It was. Um, did I keep some of them, Eileen? I think I refound them or something. I don't remember if I put them on my phone or did I put them on the iPad because I got rid of them. I clouded them and then got rid of them on my. This was before I had this phone, so they're probably not on this phone. They might be on the iPad. Where's the iPad? Oh, there it is. Let me take a quick peek because I did save some. Tweeted a picture for you, Dee Dee, to look at later. Okay. I can't remember if I. Okay, my pencils are rolling off onto the floor. Ugh. Let's see, real quick. I thought I saved some, and I might have saved them on my phone because I showed them not too long ago. Let me scroll all the way back because I've got like 2,000 pictures on my iPad and almost 4,000 pictures on my phone. Even if I cloud them or save them, I still like them on my phone. I know that's terrible, isn't it? Let's see. Did I? I can't remember where I saved them. I want to show a couple of them because they're so fun. Nope, I think they're on my phone for some reason. Let me see. There's a couple between the pictures. Looks like an inkwell. The cap has a hole where the sharpener is. Oh, awesome. Okay, let's see here. I know I saved a few somewhere. It doesn't have great reviews. They were so. Yeah, I did. I printed them all out and sent. I made Eileen a little book of them. That was like 2 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? I don't remember. It was before. It had to be at least three because 2 years ago it was before I was uploading onto YouTube, and I've only been uploading to YouTube for 2 years. Let's see. Hang on, guys. One moment, please. I need to make more like photo albums on my phone if I'm going to keep so many. I need to, put them in little albums so that they're not all over the place rather than just general in my 4,000 photos. That's terrible. Oh, hang on, guys. I know they're here. Okay. I think this was last year. Okay, so last year, here's one. Here's Eileen waiting on the mailbox and with an Amazon sign. She has an Amazon sign with an arrow pointing to her, like right here. There she is waiting on the mailbox. Let's see what else. Here is where this is where one of the sock monkeys tried to prevent Eileen from ordering online. She's sitting there with her hand on the mouse, her other hand in a little jar of M&Ms, and the sock monkey trying to prevent Eileen from ordering. So the sock monkey is tied up, and it says, "Let me go, ET, and get off of Amazon." So his little hands are tied up. So Eileen, made the sock monkey not in the okay, yeah. Okay, let's see what else. Here's last year when the two of them were trying to decorate the tree. Let's get the let's see. Eileen was locked out of the house. Sock monkey sitting there drinking a mug of something. Eileen's trying to get in the house. I love this is one of my favorite ones. This is one of my favorite ones. Let me in. Let me in. What else do we have here? Um, and then, well, oh, wait, here's a good one. This is a good one. This is day 21. Eileen running off with the pencils. Oh, I mean, with the white, these are the white wait, let me get the line here. The white gel pens, Signos. She's got an armload of Signos and she's taken off. Let's see, what else? And we did a supply every day. Like on day 19, there's Eileen with all the ink pads. There's all the ink pads right there. And see, I had a little number with each day. You can't see it. There was a number 19 there. Here's Eileen in the glitter. Here's Eileen bowling with the ornaments. Oh, let's see what else. Oh, this one's bad. Eileen was bad. The gingerbread cookie came to visit. The gingerbread man, sadly, his head is gone. Eileen has a bite of gingerbread man. Yeah, the Signo white bins. Yeah. Let's see. I got a couple more here. Let me scroll. The glitter one gave Barb nightmares. Yeah. Hang on, guys. I got a couple more. I just got to keep looking. Like I said, I need to put them in a. I need to put them in a folder in my pictures. You were so bad. Yeah, Eileen. Yeah. The gingerbread cookie came to visit. Yes, Eileen. Eileen, you didn't know Eileen has a dark side? Oh, yes, she does. Okay, here we go. Eileen definitely has a dark side. Shh, we'll keep it our secret. Let's see. Oh, here's when she went cyber shop. This was Cyber Monday. That was day 2 or something. Anyway, see the little spinny things on her eyes? She's online. She's online ordering and you can't see it, but she's got those little spinny circles on her eyes. She passed out. She passed out from shopping. Oh, good grief. Hubster? Hey, I'm still streaming. Can I call you back? Okay. Okay. Bye. All right. Where was I? All right. Then, oh my gosh, what did I do? I lost it again. I have 2 more to show you. Hang on. Hubster's phone call messed me up. Let me find him again. You have a wonderful sense of humor. We try. We try to have some fun. Sorry, guys, I got to scroll again because Hubster's phone call knocked me off my little scrolly thing here. Bye, Muse. All right, I got two more. Where are they? I didn't, like I said, I don't have them all right here, like close together. I could scroll all day and find all of them, but I'm not going to do that. These are just right here. So, oh, and here's, and I don't have it in here right now, but Sister Woman made Eileen a little sleeping bag and blanket out of Elf on the Shelf fleece fabric. So there's Eileen sleeping in her sleeping bag. She's passed out. And then the last one on the 25th, what we did was this one where it's the on Christmas Day, there's Eileen saying a little prayer with the angels. So that's the little there's some I have these little porcelain angels, and there's Eileen saying a prayer on Christmas Day. Kneeling down. That was tricky. Trust me, getting Eileen to kneel was tricky. Just kidding, guys. Don't email me. Just having fun. Okay. So, yes, her blankie. Okay. So, anyway, guys, I wanted to do some water thing right here. Then we're going to go. So, we have time to chill before Barb. And then tonight's Jean. Okay, here we go. Oh, I want the solid here. I know. Thanks, guys. It was fun. So, we're trying to do something every I'm not doing one every day this time, but I want to do a couple a week. I'm trying to do a couple a week. So I want to have a little bit of water coming down here to down this right here. And then I could varnish it for you just so you can see how I varnish if you want. All right, so just do a little bit of, gonna have it very dry here to pull it down. Oh, I was going to check the mail too in case we had any happy mail because I won't be streaming till Monday. So if we get any happy mail, I always like to show the happy mail when I get it in if all possible. Because I know people that send it want to, not necessarily want to see it, but, I like to show it. Something like that with just a couple little extra. So I'll go see if we got any mail. Something like this. All right, now let me dry that and just touch it with yes, I try to be, you have to be creative with Eileen. Eileen the Enabler Elf? Yeah, you got to. All right. So just get a few little extra washes coming down like that. Okay. Now I might want to just carry this down just a little. Let's just get a little bit of paint. Just a little bit right there. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all got some ideas and stuff and had fun doing this. I need a little bit more work right around that, I think. Maybe I just, you know what I think I need to do? I just need to darken the planet a little so that it has a little bit more. So let's just go ahead and fix that in there. I could put a ring around it. Nah, I think it's enough right there. I don't want to get too carried away. I do want to kind of feather that in though with my black paint. When I do that, guys, I'm not telling y'all to shh. I'm just telling myself to like, just shh. Take it easy right here. Shh, carefully, carefully. Something like that. Okay, I like that better. Your streams are always chock full of ideas. Oh, good. Thanks, Terry. That's a nice compliment because that's what I would go for. I really wanted lots of ideas. Lots of ideas. So yeah, I'll make sure and tweet a picture now, as long as I make sure everything's really dry, because you want it perfectly dry before you start varnishing. Let me go run check the mail. Let this sit for just a minute, and then I'll varnish it for you with the brush, with the sponge brush, just so you can see how I do it. Although I've done it before. You know, it's not like y'all haven't seen it done before. And let me do a, do I want to sign it with a Posca? Maybe sign it with a Posca. Let's sign it. Let's sign it over here. It's less intrusive. It really needs to be like right there, but I don't want it to intrude on that. Let's go over here. I'll just do it over here. Okay. Let that dry. Let me go. It's kind of flashed out a little, guys. Here, let's do this. Still a little flashed out. Let's see if I can get it so you can see the colors. Okay. All right. I'll be right back, guys. Let me go. Can do round and straight. You can use a ruler, Jean. It's okay. You know, technically, you coulda used like a dinner plate, you know, edge or something, or a compass, you know. All right. Oh wait, there was one other thing I wanted to do. Nah, I'm gonna leave it. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. Okay, sorry guys, it wasn't the mailman. It was another truck or something going down. Okay, catch my breath. Let's varnish. Where's my brush? Get my brush. So I just use a sponge brush like this, and this is water based, so it'll clean up with water. It's not an oil based. Oh, God, catch my breath. I literally ran out to the mailbox. Not sure I can trust you. Gee. So I just pour out some like this. And when I put a lot like this, it never hurts just to want one shot of water on each one, just to get it moving. It's thick enough you can do that. Oh, wait, but I do need to do one other thing. Let's put our wax paper back under there, because this will definitely glue your pages shut. Okay. And then I just kind of move it like this. I'm not pushing hard. I'm just like feathering out nice and smooth. And you can see where it goes because it's shiny. But you won't leave any brush marks. Okay, I can put just a tad more. And I just put a little bit of water just to get the page kind of wet. It just makes it flow a little bit. And so I just go both ways like this. But I'm not rubbing. Don't rub because you can rub your color pencil off. Okay. So that's all I do like that. Come over here. Same thing. I go this way. Just a touch more flow. I'm not pushing down, I'm just skimming. I'm skimming it. Then go the other way. And if you tilt it, you can see where the shine is. So if you've missed any areas, you can see it with the shine. And then, it dries perfectly clear. It has a little bit of milkiness to it while it's wet, but it dries perfectly clear, and just leave it. I recommend leaving it overnight before you close the book, just to make sure. Like that last one, I closed it a little too soon, and right in the crease, which is where it kind of can have a tendency to puddle right in there. You don't want to glue your book shut. Just saying. So there we go, guys. I think I got all. I'm looking side to side, see if I missed any areas, and that's it. And then when I do an art card, I just kind of do it with my finger and just smooth it out. And then you do need to rinse this out as soon as you can, because it will harden. It'll crust up, harden up. But if you rinse it out right away, then I just keep this one for this. So yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the beautiful world. Thanks, Pepper Kitty. On Monday, I want to give away a Christmas color book. So I do like to do the giveaways on my main day on Mondays, because everybody knows I'm streaming. Not everybody knows I'm streaming on Friday, because I don't stream every Friday. And if someone's not here, I don't, but I didn't know you were streaming on Friday. So I'll do a giveaway on Monday. So, I do live in these. See, because I want to live in your world. Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right. So we will, if you do YouTube, Barb's on it too. Jean's coming on Ustream about, you said 6:30, Jean, tonight, filling in for Ange. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if I don't see you till Monday, I'll post a couple pictures, guys. Yes, we'll be hurting cats on Monday, Terry. We'll do a giveaway on Monday. I'm going to do a Christmas color book giveaway. Maybe we'll see what else. So, all right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. So funny, you guys. You crack me up. Bye.